No, we're getting to your guy. So Mikey Garcia.
Right.
Last week we sat here, myself included, say, hey, just get the rust off. Get in there, get the rust off. I even said maybe get him out of there early. He didn't. He lost.
He did.
This dude laughed about it. Like, why are there people out there who are happy?
Wow. Somebody on Porterweight Podcast made a meme about it on the Porterweight Podcast.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Porterweight did that? Porterweight didn't do that.
It was just very. I laughed because it was. There he is.
Oh, he's scared.
Get out of here.
Oh.
Good morning.
Can we get a Porter way?
Oh,
you got the Browns jersey on.
Mama.
Hey, here we go, Brownies. Here we go.
He didn't even do it.
I laughed because it was so.
Mama had all his attention. He was like, I'm in trouble.
You ever laugh because something's so like surprising? Like there's nothing you can do but laugh. Because I was shocked. Like I was like, this was supposed to be a stay busy fight or
just get
busy
back
fight.
in the ring.
Stay busy.
Get busy. Yeah, shout out to Shawn Paul. But it was just
great song.
Yeah, he was just supposed to get in there. Get back in there, Shawn Paul.
No. You know it, Shawn.
You'd know it if you heard him. But
you were alive in 2003.
Yeah, yeah. It was, and I don't think Sandor Martin had a great night. He was quicker to the punch. Game plan was good, but Mikey just didn't look like the Mikey we know. Like he just didn't have it.
He wasn't.
I'll tell you what, Mikey needs to. He ain't the Mikey we know at 147.
And this was like a catch weight, which was weird too.
Yeah, what it was a 144.
It was like 143,
144. That's the first thing he needs to do is
figure out a
nice
division.
and trim at one. Well, he's got to rematch this fighter, Sandor Martin, and beat him.
And clean.
Yeah. I think if he gets down to 140, nice and trim and ready to go, he can win this fight. He'll win this fight, but that wasn't. I know some people were giving props to Sandor Martin. For him, you're right. He fought his good fight. But really, this was about Mikey not being Mikey. It really was much more than Sandor Martin, who, by the way, I remember Sergio Martinez, great champion from Argentina, Maravilla. He lived in Spain for a little while, and I saw him I was like, oh, okay, this must be some of the stuff they teach in Spain, and because I saw some of that to a degree with him.
The movement.
Right, right, and the southpaw stance, so fast hands.
Yeah.
But really, this was Mikey being slow on the draw. This is him not fighting as often. When he does fight, he's not letting his hands go the way he used to be. He's fighting at weights that are too high for him, where he's not really in peak physical shape.
He's trying to get the money.
He's trying to get the money, and he's getting it. Which good for I'm happy for him there.
Yeah.
But it's just slow on the draw. Like the positioning was still there. The positioning was still there. It just came out a second or two slow, and then the hand speed isn't what it should be for him. Everything's just not what it needs to be because he's not in the best shape and he's not fighting often. When he's fighting, he's not letting his hands go. So I think Mikey, he's still 33. He's not old. If he can get trimmed to 140, he can handle his business against this guy and get things right. But does he want to? Because he's admitted he's never got his love boxing, and he's already made some great money in his career. He's won some titles. Yeah. So does he really, really want it? Right. And that's what we'll figure out headed forward.
And to me, Martin seemed like he stole a lot of what Earl Spence did to him. He boxed his head off. He moved. Yeah. Man, Mikey just couldn't get it set up right. And Mikey looked like the Mikey in the Earl Spence fight last night.
I was confused. Like I don't really know like how to judge ring rust. Like I'll just ask and you say yes or no. Ring rust?
Yeah. Ring
rust?
Yeah.
Ring rust?
Yeah.
How do you derive to the conclusion that it's ring rust?
I think everything Zaitel said. It's not one main thing. It's everything is just a little bit off.
Yeah.
Like his footwork was a little bit off. His speed and his combination punching was just a little bit off. His power just a little bit off. So it's just not his normal level.
And then did you think he clearly lost the fight?
A lot of people hated that 95-95 card. I didn't think that was out of the question. But if anyone won, it was Martin. He executed the flow of the fight. Yeah. He fought his fight more than Mikey.
A draw would have been a very gracious outcome for Mikey.
Right.
Like that would have been not a complete robbery, but it would have been close to a robbery.
Maybe my TV was off or something like that. I told you, like I was texting while I was watching it. I was like, I don't know that he's losing this fight, but at the same, obviously, I didn't.
Like
know
maybe we're getting caught up in the fact that he doesn't look like Mikey.
Maybe I was getting caught up in the fact that it was Mikey and that I didn't know Martin. Maybe I was too far away from my TV. I don't know what it was, but I just wasn't seeing what commentary was saying, and I wasn't seeing what you were texting.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, it's a lackluster performance from
head
Mikey.
And they were really laying it on a little bit thick.
Yeah.
The commentary to an extent. Like they
Yeah.
were acting like he just was completely blew him out from start to finish. He did win though. I think he won pretty comfortably.
I will go 50-50. I think that it was 50% Martin having a really good game plan. 50% was Mikey, number one, not really having it all last night. And also, I don't think he was fully prepared for what this kid was going to do.
And it wasn't anything we mentioned. It wasn't anything that Martin did that was extremely complicated. This wasn't like, I didn't expect this. Like it was just, he was quicker. Yeah. He boxed a little bit better. Yeah. He made sure that when he would get to the ropes, he would either get out quickly or make to dodge the big shots. But
Mikey couldn't close the distance.
Yeah, he
just like in the Earl fight.
Yeah, he just couldn't do it. And it wasn't something where I think Mikey
PTSD while he was watching.
Yeah, I just think it wasn't one where
good,
it was
man.
like man, this was a crazy game plan.
Man's not hearing it. He's not hearing the rust. He's not hearing that Mikey was.
Because I have him in such a high praise, man. And then when my man get back in the ring, ain't no such thing, no damn rust.
True.
Sean gets to it.
Yeah.
So I don't believe in that, man.
That's why I'm like, I don't know.
I don't believe in that.
I think just as much as Russ, it's like the stuff I touched on. Does he really have his all into the sport right now? And he's not coming in at a weight. It'd be like you come in 153 instead of get down to that 47. You may not want to, but
and also doesn't he have Virgil Ortiz in his camp, like in the Garcia?
Yeah,
he trained. Like get some work in.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and you even mentioned maybe his. I don't want to question his heart in the game, but like you said, that he's been a pound for pound fighter forever.
Made a lot of money and won some titles.
And I think it is something where the fights that take Sandor Martin out if they rematch, whatever. But like the other fights that people are talking about are like, he just progresses. That dude's he's not a slouch, and he's not going to be someone that's just going to sit there and box you. He's going to do damage. So do you want to mentally and physically go to a place where you're going to be in there with somebody that can, he can rock you out.
Yeah.
Because there's so many big fights out here for Mikey that if he's still capable and he wants it and he can win this rematch at 140, there's just so many big money fights out there for him still.
Because I'm thinking about this. When I go a long time without playing basketball, it's weird. Like when I get on the court, it's like sometimes I'm just losing the rock and the shot's off. Can't shoot anyway, so who cares?
We like him shooting.
The layups are always there, you know what I mean? But like I really don't have my dribble when I haven't played ball for a long time. Yeah. When I start playing consistently a couple weeks in a row, like everything is relatively there. The jumper gets tiny bit better.
Serviceable.
Yeah, it's serviceable.
Yeah.
Very good work. But that's with consistency. I've been boxing my whole life. And so I don't know how you get rusty from a year of not being in an actual fight. You got Virgil Ortiz in camp. Why aren't you sparring with somebody who can get you to that level? My dad be asking for it. I'll be like, hey, come on,
get
man.
in there again.
Yeah, but it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Every day you got a world title fight at camp.
Every sparring session. You know what I mean? So, but when you see me in the ring, and you're like, yo, this dude's been out of the ring. It's been 367 days since he's been out of the ring. Doesn't look like it. It's because we train at such a high level that even when we get in the ring after a year and a half, whatever the case may be, we're still ready for the fight.
Think about a good parallel for your career would be Sebastian Formella. You were coming off a layoff. Yeah. Not a huge layoff, and not like Mikey was like almost 2 years.
Yeah.
Almost 2 years. You're coming back against a guy that's not, credit to Sebastian Formella, not a known commodity.
Right.
Doesn't fight here in the States.
Right.
You could have had a similar performance.
Right.
Where you just went in and maybe you win, maybe you lose, go through the motions.
People, this is an honest statement. People wouldn't believe that we trained harder for that fight than we did for Errol Spence Jr. Now, here's the thing.
But you're supposed to do that every fight.
It's supposed to do that every fight. And here's the thing. I'm not going to say we train everything harder, but I think you were there.
We got you out in the desert.
We sparred harder for that fight than we did for Errol Spence Jr. And in my mind, why? My dad didn't want that kind of performance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
makes sense. But
out in the desert, you and Kenny were wearing like 2 sweaters and 110 degrees and hitting pads, and it sucked to film, let alone to probably do it.
I'm sure it was worse.
And Shawn knows. I tell him like, hey man, you remember how hard you trained for Earl? It wasn't
It's
good
gotta-
enough.
it's
You
gotta
got to
stay
train
there
even
and
harder.
get higher, yeah.
So if you don't complain, motherfucker, keep moving it.
Yeah.
He said if y'all seen the messages that we've been sending lately, y'all be like, yo, what's
Oh yeah. I be on Shawn.
Hey,
But this was, a lot of this is just like, it's a lot. It has a lot to do with my respect for Mikey. I just know the guy that fought Lipin Yates was a different guy than this guy, and so I'm holding him to that standard.
Yeah.
That's all. That's the guy I want to see in the rematch.
Yeah.
we do that a lot with fighters where we hold them in such a high regard because if we didn't think
they are great
we didn't
fighters,
think
so-
Mikey was a
so-
pound for pound fighter, big, yeah, he lost, whatever.
Right.
But it's the fact that we know we've seen what Mikey can do, and that wasn't him yesterday. But
We want to see Mikey at 140. We don't
100%.
We don't need
No
to see
need
Mikey
at
at
47.
147. What's up? I'm Showtime Shawn Porter.
I'm Ed. Follow me on IG Ed with 2 T's. Let's do
All
it.
right,
Let's
here,
do it again. Let's
All
do it
right.
again.
Just introduce yourself.
Okay.
And then you tell them what to do. I'm Showtime Shawn Porter.
I'm Anthony Brenagh.
Carson A. Merk, like, subscribe, comment.
This is the Porter Way.